All right, welcome back to the final reaction. Where that's right, you've probably reacted to this or seen reactions or seen a trailer, but this is the final one, and hopefully it's the best one. Nick here.
Gabe, Four Fingers. Now, if you could tell me where that reference is from, Gabe Four Fingers, all right, I'm gonna shoot you some love in a comment because very few people know that reference.
Ooh, took me a few minutes. And guys, just while we're recording this, we just got to our 100th subscriber count. So thank you so much for making that happen. And hopefully you're going to enjoy this. So we are going to be reacting to Terminator 7 Man versus Machine. But before you get super excited, before you ask yourself, how come I haven't heard about this yet? This is a fan-made trailer from a friend of the channel called McCam TV. We reacted to one of his trailers that he made, fan-made trailer, Rocky 7, on our other channel, Born Reviews. And he said he enjoyed it. He would like us to react to his trailer, Terminator 7, Man vs. Machine. It's got over 1 million views. That's not bad for a fan-made trailer, right, Gabe?
It's not at all, cousin. Not at all. I'm still longing for the days of 1 million views on our channels. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple videos that are up there, but not no 1 million views.
Not even close. I think our closest one is still like a few 100,000 views away. And it was picking up steam for a while, and then now it's like slowing down. So maybe by the time, I'm the age that I look, then maybe we'll be at 1 million there. Gabe, Terminator 7? Does that mean there's been 6 already? Is there really that many Terminator movies out there?
Well, think about it. There's Terminator, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Terminator 3, The Trash of the Machines. I'm sorry, Rise of the Machines.
Wow.
That was horrible. That one was really, really bad, all right?
The biggest problem with that, though, was who they cast and how he performed John Connor.
Yeah, he was horrible. He was horrible. Then there was Terminator
Salvation, which was glorious.
Salvation, which I did like, even though that's where we get the epic rant from Christian Bale yelling at the cast or whatever, like, oh, really? But I should know that because that's how, a lot of these stars are.
He was in character, okay? He was in character.
You totter! He said something like that. You totter! What the hell are you doing? Because, his English is hilarious too, man. But anyway, yeah. Then we had Terminator Genesis.
Oh.
Then we had Terminator Dark Fate,
which I still have not seen yet, by the way. I'm just saying.
Do you know what? Don't rush, cousin. Don't rush. Because that was also trash, all right? You know what? How dare you? And right now, for anyone that hasn't seen it, you know what? Earmuffs, Nick, earmuffs. I
already know because it got spoiled for me in the first 5 seconds. They crushed everybody's hopes.
You know what? They go back and kill John Connor in the first 5 minutes of the film. So why'd you build him up for? Why'd you Christian Bale him up for?
Exactly.
What were you? How dare you? How dare you? Bro, it was so aggravating. So aggravating. That film just it really upset me. But anyways, yep. Now we get Terminator 7, and you know what? Let's see if he retcons Terminator. If he's as smart as I think he is, he should retcon Terminator 6 because nobody liked that trash. So it's like, nope, that really didn't happen. That really didn't happen, and this is what's happening. Please,
did you like Genesis?
I thought Genesis was good. Here's the problem. They also wanted to attack John Connor. I don't know why they've spent all these years building him up to be the little resistance, and lately they want to kill John Connor off. What did John Connor do to you? All right. First they turn him into a Terminator or some kind of Terminator in Genesis, and then they flat out kill him as a kid in the beach in Mexico, cousin. There you go. Sorry, spoiler alert. In the first 5 minutes of the film. What did John Connor do? Why is he so hated? I'm telling you, John Connor reminds me of the kid from Walking Dead, Carl, who I hated, Carl, that everybody was rooting for him to get killed. Everybody must be rooting for John Connor to get killed because somewhere in their focus groups, they have found that, yeah, our audience wants us to kill John Connor, so let's go ahead and kill John Connor off, but let's make him a bad guy Terminator. Who told you that? Who told you that?
You would think. I mean, honestly, it tells me, and you have had seriously, 6 Terminator movies so far, and I think maybe 8 different people running the ship, right? So many different people. Who did it the best? James Cameron, right? And then whatever happens, they pick the pieces. But it tells me that all of these different runners of this show, producers, none of them knew what to do with John Connor, which it's It's pretty simple. They've already laid out the groundwork for you in the first 2 movies. It doesn't really take a genius to figure out he's our hero. He fights these robots. I still love Terminator Salvation. I really, really do. And a big part of it was because the Marcus character by Sam Worthington, spoiler alert, they kill him off, so he's not going to come back. But I love that. And then I guess it didn't make enough money for those greedy people. And they said, let's just completely destroy it and do something else. Hasn't worked out so far. They don't know what to do with him. It makes absolutely no sense. But you think someone in those meetings, in the 5th and the 6th one, when they say, I got an idea for John Connor, it's going to be fresh. People think fresh is always a good thing. It's not always a good thing, people. But no one in those meetings said, I might be just crazy. But does this sound stupid to anyone else? I mean, it's just ridiculous, right?
Oh, Mighty Ducks line right there.
That's my favorite line.
Everybody else, honestly, we're killing off our hero. No, first we make him a bad guy in Terminator Genesis. If that wasn't up, and I was like, okay, whatever, I can deal with it. But then you kill him off as a kid in Mexico. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? You know what that, yo, I'm telling you, you know what that made, and guys, just so you know, my wife is part Mexican, my family's Mexico, nothing bad against Mexico, but that got my kids not wanting to go to Mexico. They think they're gonna get popped on the beach somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Being honest, who sat down and said, I thought this was a good idea? I'm serious, bro. Who thought it was a good idea, man?
Not only did they tick off the John Connor fans, but they ruined Mexico vacation plans of thousands of people around the world.
What did Mexico and John Connor ever do to you guys? Come on, Paramount. I'm just saying. It's so frustrating.
All right. So if you're new to Gabe and Nick, you know we don't get to the reaction until like 9 years later. All right. So if you don't know about McCam TV, go ahead and check out his channel. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and check out Man versus Machine and see what kind of gloriousness he has for us. When you're ready, go ahead and give us a countdown.
And 3, 2, 1.
Right.
¿No está bueno el café?
Oh. He was actually decent in that Terminator Dark Fate, you know what I mean?
Daniel Bryan?
He was decent.
Nice. Paige! Oh, it says WWE Diva. I love it. So this is like a WWE bar. I have not seen this movie, so this is cool.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Sorry, Dean. That's cool.
Whoa, I seeing double? Somebody call Sarah Connor.
Well, isn't this cute?
What is this
Terminator convention.
It's great to have you here.
I have no idea. Maybe some commercial.
Yeah, this is like a parody or something.
Carl never told me about his past. And I just respected his privacy. He told me what he did to you. But I also know what he has become since then.
Good thing. Otherwise, I'd have to terminate you.
The Clippers there.
George, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi.
Oh, Terminator, I got you. That had to be like a commercial, you're right.
Who is he? How much do you know about what Wells was working on when he died?
I want to bring her in.
So that was
I
from
know
the
where
other
she's
side.
been.
I don't think a doctor can explain what's happening.
You're gonna put a man inside a machine.
You have to assume Wells told her about this problem.
Keaton.
You don't know where she's been, who she's talked to.
Yeah, he was in RoboCop.
About
Yeah, he
whatever it is
was.
you're doing.
Oh, I like that.
Show them how it's done.
I'm taking RoboCop all day, cousin.
You're coming with me.
Oh man, alive. All right, so here we got the video credits, we got Dark Fate, deleted scenes, Dark Fate NBA commercial. There you go. WWE 2K16 Arnold. Okay, so that was from the. I thought that was like they copied that and put that in Dark Fate. That was from just a WWE commercial. That makes more sense.
Right.
Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, Turning, RoboCop, of course, and then some music credits. All right, so he was able to use a few commercials in there. That's actually pretty creative. He's got the RoboCop theme in there. We're gonna react to the RoboCop versus Terminator fan made trailer that he makes as well pretty soon. So that's pretty cool. He's got that stuff in there. Gabe, what'd you think about that fan made trailer?
Oh man, you know what? I enjoyed it. I gotta say, RoboCop is one of those films. If you've not seen the original RoboCop, you gotta check it out. It is a classic. And of course, now the internet kills anything like, oh, that shot when he's falling off the building. Okay, sorry, it was like 1987. Cinematography was not, where it's at now. But good writing, good storytelling, good acting. The movie's absolutely fabulous. It's an absolute classic. And even the 2014 version, bro, I'm sorry. The hate has gone way too far. I know people were happy about the changes that they made and, turning him, his armor went black. I mean, what do you care what color the armor is? That was a big sticking point for some people. It was a great film. I enjoyed it. It's not an A+, not an all-time classic like the original RoboCop, but it was good. And Terminator, it's so tough, Nick, because again, I grew up with Terminator. Terminator 2, I think I might have put that as one of my greatest films of all time, in my top 10 of all time. If not, it's close up there. Honorable mention. Wow. T2 was a blockbuster, okay? It was the first blockbuster I can ever remember actually watching. This movie was groundbreaking when it came out. And Terminator 1 was good as well, not as great as T2. But subsequently, most of them have just been bad outside of a Salvation. Genesis was okay. It was passable, man. But especially the last one, Dark Fate. Funny enough, and I know what you're going to say this because you like the bad guys. Dark Fate, the person or the character I liked the most was the bad Terminator, and he's got the one line when he's walking into like the ICE detention center, and he starts pinging or whatever. He said, "Get ready for a large ping, brother. My whole body's a weapon." You know what I'm saying? But it was funny because we knew he was like this super Terminator, and he had like personality that you don't really get too much from Terminator. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. That's something different. You saw that a little bit with the cop that plays and I forget his name, that plays the T-1000, where he has a little bit of humor like that. So it's a similar thing. But again, man, I don't know, man. It's I would take this film. I'll tell you, I will take this film. Drop it today. Terminator versus RoboCop. I know it was a video game a while back. You know what I'm saying? I played it. Drop it. I guarantee you it'll have a following, bro.
So again, so this is Man versus Machine. I know he has another trailer, RoboCop versus Terminator. I'm wondering, is this going to be like RoboCop versus Terminator? Did he come up with that other trailer idea after this one? Because this one actually came out first. That I'm not exactly sure what the story is here, but honestly, does it really matter? Because the other stories for the Terminator movies have been they can't keep any kind of continuum whatsoever. They keep retconning stuff and keep this or that and decanonizing. They have no idea what's going on. The only possibility you have right now is just to reboot and rehash the entire thing, but then you get rid of the first two, which are really good. The third one's not that great, but it's probably the fourth best movie, and it's definitely better than the last two. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's really clever that he uses the commercials. He uses this or that. He uses scenes from, what's her name? Elle Fanning, is that who played the female Terminator? I'm sure what her correct character's name, her real life name is, but he's got shots from her with different hair length. So it's kind of funny because in Dark Fate, she had the shorter hair. But it was a pretty cool fan-made trailer. Not exactly sure what the story would be from this trailer, but I'm impressed with the editing skills. Absolutely. You got to love that music. 100%. You got some cool Terminator shots. That guy does look pretty cool. We only see him for a second. You do not like coffee or whatever the line is. But I really like that WWE stuff. And I was tricked for a second. I was like, wow, is this from one of the movies? From Dark Fate that I missed? So they did a good job with that production value. But with Terminator, this is going to be a really controversial thing I'm going to say, right? And I'm I'm so different than a lot of people, I guess. But when Terminator Salvation came out, one of the biggest complaints was that how do you not have Arnold in it? How is Arnold not in it? And they used his likeness CGI wise for the original T800, but it wasn't Arnold acting in the movie. And the complaint was, how can you have this without Arnold? How disrespectful. I didn't need Arnold in it. I don't need an 70 or 80-year-old looking robot to chase after someone because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I personally don't need that. I didn't need it in the last two films. And they do like this whole thing where they make his hair like gray or whatever, so he ages, so it matches the actor. But it's like, I'm sorry, but if I'm going to see someone kick some butt, do I really want to see someone that looks like he's 70 years old? Not me. I mean, he looks younger than that, obviously, but still, he doesn't look like he's 30 years old. How do you feel about constantly bringing back? And I love Arnold. I quote Arnold all day long. This guy's fantastic. But how do you feel about bringing him back in his elder age?
No, listen, I hear you. One of the things that, and this is going to be, you want to talk about blasphemous. Here you go. I'm going to get a blasphemer for this in the comments. One of the things one of the reasons why I felt that Iron Man was going to be the guy to go, yes, I predicted that as well in Endgame, was because, I'm sorry, all right, Robert Downey Jr. is getting older, and you can tell, you know what I mean, in the last few films, like Chris Evans can still play Captain America, but how much longer and we were going to say, oh, he's in the suit or whatever, yeah, but you can still physically tell he's getting older or whatever, and playing in those action movies, they still have to do certain stunts, so, you know what I mean, like, I get it. How many more times are you going to bring him back just because of that likeness, you know, progress the story without them? And, you know, I'm excited to see a different iteration of the Terminator. You know, it's crazy because you talk about it and Dark Fate, you know, they bring back they bring back Arnie for Dark Fate, you know what I'm saying? For like, and it was like a bad CGI Arnie because they tried to make him look young. It wasn't even really, you know what I mean? Because that's, spoiler alert for anybody who didn't see Dark Fate. All right, earmuffs, as we would say around this house, so we don't want the kids to hear some earmuffs, guys. All right, John Connor gets blasted like 30 seconds into the film. All right, 30 seconds into the film, I'm telling you. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know if it paid off. You know what I'm saying? But just
definitely did not
change you know what? Don't going back to the well because you feel safe with it, okay? Because this is what worked, and if we put Arnie in it, we're gonna get another. So I agree with you there. Give us a new, refreshing story, but also be true to the source material. Don't just disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? And actually, it's funny because I was reading, I guess, that this Terminator actually retcons everything else that happened. It's only T1, T2, and this new Terminator, Dark Fate. Really? You gonna retcon Salvation, which I thought was a way better film? I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, man, whatever.
And the only reason they did that, if I'm not wrong, is because they wanted to be able to kill off John Connor and not have it be confusing about what happened in Genesis, what happened in Terminator Salvation, where we actually see him older. But again, it makes no sense. You follow these characters for the first two movies so that John Connor can survive, so that they can get to that because that's their only hope. And then you kill off that hope. And again, I have not seen Dark Fate. You said it's not that great, so obviously it didn't pay off. But it makes no sense, right? And not just that, but think about this. And this is where it's like a whole mind warp or whatever. John Connor has to send back Kyle Reese to save Sarah Connor, right?
If he gets
killed at age 12 or 13, he never sends back Kyle Reese. Therefore, he never gets born. Therefore, anyways, again, I have not seen Dark Fate, so I'm probably really late to that party. But think about that. I just thought about that in a few seconds, being late to the party. Come on right now. But this trailer, you know, hopefully he had some intentions to throw some John Connor in there. Macom TV, you get a chance, go ahead and throw John Connor. It's not going to do you any harm. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Let us know what you think about this trailer, this fan-made trailer. Let us know what your thoughts are. What would the possible 7th Terminator movie be? That's right, there's 7 of them. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And until next time,
this is the way.